Guys, what's going on? It's Boss back in the Cisco video. Uh, uh, Today I want to talk about. That was like really awkward moment there. Um, Today I want to talk about a story that happened in my past. Really great past. I have a terrible past. No, just one of the memories I had of eighth grade. You know, I'm a high schooler now, but still, you know, eighth grade was a pretty unforgettable year. Me and Nick had like a ton of the same classes. Actually, to be honest, like when I first met Nick. Like, I just thought he was like some blonde prick, but apparently he's not. Well, no, he still is. Like, but no, I'm joking. Um, oh, what the fuck? Okay, no, but this is just one of like the many stories I have, and it all begins pretty much like you know usually when you have subs, right? You like to mess with them, okay? You like to mess with them, like you know, because they always pronounce your name wrong and stuff, and they're only gonna be there for a day, and it's pretty much like a felon in the school. Like I don't know what schools y'all go to, but like in my school, if you mess with the sub, then like they get really mad. Like the teacher can give you a D haul and stuff, which is actually how I got my first D haul, but that was like complete BS. Which is D haul was pretty much the word for detention, and like half the school called it D Hall, half the school called it detention, and so I wanted to be the person that called it both. Okay, and so, oh jeez, oh no, um, but it all starts off, beginning of the year, blah blah blah, like we have this teacher, Mr. Richardson, right? Really great teacher, but then he gets like a back injury, I think it was, like it was like his disc were out of place or something, and so he had to go in for surgery, like. Mr. Richardson, as good of a teacher as he was, like me and Nick will pretty much always praise him. I somewhat believe that he's like he sort of didn't like us, but he was a really good teacher. He really like taught us a bunch. But like half the year through, he gets injured, right? So then we get the sub, right? His name's Mr. Mac. Mr. Mac was a pretty funny sub. Me and me and Nick like messed with this guy a ton. But he was also a really chill sub. He invented this group we had at school called Orangina, which it was named that because there was a sign in the corner of the classroom of a drink named Orangina, which I've never had, but apparently it's like I don't know, it's just like somewhat popular but somewhat not. And so, but he ends up going away because he had to go get a new job or something, and he was being a long-term sub for a while. And then we get this sub who I've had a couple times before. I never really liked her. Her name was Miss Sokoff, okay? Well, me and Nick notoriously remember Miss Sokoff from the eighth grade as the teacher who was a dick, okay? And I feel really bad for her son because her son like got a ton of crap, and I bet uh his sister did too, about Miss Sokoff, because Miss Sokoff was like Miss Collins on steroids, okay? Like I liked Miss Collins, but Miss Sokoff was just like didn't really teach us very well. Like Miss Collins, she knew how to teach. She was a really good teacher and everything, but like Ms. Sokoff didn't really know how to teach. And so we get this project, right? And it's like, making poems, okay? And like me being the little idiot I am, I blew off the assignment till last minute. Well, it's also a group project. And me being the smart person surrounded myself with a bunch of idiots. AKA like this guy named Cameron or Nick, and man, like they're both just like like idiots, and we're both members of Orangina, and we all had a really good time, right? And we blew off the assignment to the last minute, okay? And this is where like it gets really good because like 2 nights before the assignment's due, Graham's like, "Oh, maybe we should actually do the assignment," and and my memory's sort of altered here, but I still have credibility. So I was like, hey Nick, you don't gotta write the script. I got it. I'll write the script and then like give you a big portion of the thing. And what ended up happening actually was I got like a big portion of the poem. Nick got a huge, like, me and Nick got huge portions of the poem. Like, we got like 1/3 of the poem, right? Which, now that I look back at it, we got like an even amount. Except, Cameron got one stanza less than us. So we only had two stanzas, and me and Nick had like, or no, did he only have two stanzas? I think he only had one stanza. And me and Nick had two stanzas. And so, like, he got like half the work we did. And like the fact is that he didn't memorize his lines till the very last second. So, well, the we decided to write the poem about how Miss Sokoff was like just a really mean teacher, and and how we want our old substitute back, and how the poem begins is like, Mr. Mack, we want you back. We feel under attack. Like, those lyrics is like, I feel proud of those. Like there's just like systematic rhyming, I think it's called, throughout the entire poem, and like it flows really well. Everything well, like it goes, Mr. Mac, we want you back. We feel under attack. Feel like everything we have has been locked up in a shack. Cause she always took our phones and stuff. And we made this poem, right? Me and Nick like read our lines. Cameron barely did any work. I think about it, and but he memorized his lines last minute, as I said, and we went up to present, and I'm pretty sure we either presented first or second because teachers like to pick on their stupid students, and well, I was filling that role of the loudmouth and shit talking idiot. um, and so we get up, right? We say our poem, like, try not to laugh, but it was a really pathetic attempt, and and pretty much the entire class is laughing, and and it's like, it's not like easy to describe in a story, like just in one of these short stories, but like everyone knew we hated the teacher, and so like what better way of dissing her than to like just call her out and be like, we want our old substitute back, like you're not very really working, like you're sort of biased, and you're the first teacher that actually gave me a fit, like almost failed me that year, although I did get like all A's, and then like I got like an 89 when Mr. Mack was there. Like when Miss Sokop came, I got like a 70. I was like a little asshole about it because I was like, which I don't know. It might have been because of other reasons like medication or something or anything like that, but I for the most part blame Miss Sokoff. But like then that day just carried on. Like everyone else presented their poems, which me and my friends like not really make fun of, but like point out the fact of like we made the only like funny poems. Like everyone else, like I'm not saying like everyone else's wasn't funny. It wasn't meant to be funny. Theirs was all about like suicide and stuff. Like a lot of people in the class you could tell had some form of depression. Were like writing, like one of the kids wrote like about drinking bleach and stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is awkward. Like suicide's a really bad problem, but why do you like you know gotta make a serious poem? What? My headset's talking to me. Oh, okay. And then what else can I talk about? Because I really wanted to share that story because like that's one of the really fond memories I had. I'll include another thing where I dissed the teacher. Okay, so in Texas down here, we have the standardized test, and they used to be called tax tests, I think, but now they're called star tests. Like, and what a star test is like to determine whether you go to the next grade or not. And this was also in 8th grade, but for the time reference there. Um, and this, we have the star test. It's I spazzed out right there. It's like a ton of pressure on students, and it's really like what puts all the pressure in the world on you. And apparently, it's all like a joke, sort of like it's sort of just how they get their tax dollars and how they give you students motivation to work, which I didn't even know half the time. It didn't even matter whether you pass or fail. And like we took that test, right? And you don't really need to know what the test is. Like you could just be like you like you're not actually allowed to like speak about the answers, but low key everyone talks about their answers, like to the entire school. And I'm getting Skype calls.
Still meth.
I'm making a video, and it's about the time I dissed Miss Collins.
What?
Wait, what?
Nick. Remember that time in class, wherever she was like, I'm a person. I haven't gotten that part, but you're in the video. Trust me.
Alright, did I ever tell about the time when me and John were walking through the hallways, like, just by ourselves because, like, we didn't have class because some event was going on, and, like, we walked by Miss Collins and she had her entire class there, and then, like, me and John just flipped her off because she had her back turned and her entire class was watching us, and we just straight up flipped her off.
Oh my.
No, but
was-
Nick, it's about the time where, the STAR test, right? And she was, like, telling us whether we passed or failed. Right?
Continue.
Okay, so what ends up happening, right, is there's STAR test, blah, 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 all that bullshit crap that I just described. Well, my mentality is that, like, if I don't know my grade, I got 100. Like
Nick,
that's
why are you doing competitive?
because Nick wants to play competitive, which I
You
thought
only
was
live
AFK.
once to some amount of
Warm
nigga
up.
alone, we better day,
Warm up.
Or
Not
just come
accepting
surf
it,
with
Nick.
me. I have all the settings set up, and we can
Jacob,
surf for, like,
come
another
on.
1,000 years.
Nick, no.
I just hear
warm
y'all
up.
like
What?
comp match. Well, I'm gonna finish this video, okay?
Hold up.
But how this the story pretty much ends is like, so Miss Collins is like, I'm gonna be a really disruptive child this day, right? Like usual. Yeah, Jacob. I'm
Dude, Miss
disruptive.
Collins is a hoe, dude.
And so
Yeah.
you didn't even have her.
Dude, you should give me her old email from your old school and I'll send her a message with my email telling her she's a hoe.
Jacob
Probably
just
go on
does
the
it with the
website.
school email.
No, I would never do that. I'd use my old email I don't use anymore.
Okay, but Nick, what ends up happening is like it was like the day where she was telling us our grades, and
Dude, Nick, you gonna invite me back?
she's like
I know, I
threatening
tried
not to tell me the
Grimserver.
grade, and I just say that I don't want to hear it.
You joined what?
I joined Graham's server because I like Graham more than you.
True, I do too.
Do you like the background noise?
I don't hear any background noise.
Exactly,
For
'cause
once.
my entire family's asleep. I just went to
Dude, you
sleep
should
for
kill
half
them
the
quickly
house.
before they wake up.
Okay. Well, I got to say a bunch of storytelling stories, like for 10 minutes. I don't know how long this video is, but Nick.
Graham's
I need you
videos
to do
make
something important, okay?
Yeah.
get autism.
I need you.
Did
to
AIDS
close
and
the
die?
video.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? This is your boy PewDiePie here. Today we will be talking about YouTube drama.